First, I think it was a very cohesive and a logic presentation, so thank you for that. I will say, well, basically, it's a remark that I saying again. It's look like a small niche market, and it's very important to emphasize what is the global side of it. Since you mentioned nicely that you approaching the global market, which is important, not to stay and think locally and provincially, but think globally for any new ventures. But again, we didn't get any data about the market size, and without that, we may tend to assume that it's a very small, esoteric market, and hence not an opportunity. So you need to work on that.
Yeah, nice job, guys. There's a technical issue here that I don't understand, although I think there's clearly a market here. The technical issue is you didn't address the problem. We do know tennis balls deflate. They need to be pressurized. But there's got to be a balance between that and the reuse, the number of times you can reuse a tennis ball. So really, basically, what's the mean time to, or the shelf life, I guess, of a tennis ball? And it would have been nice to have you address that, so you know how many times you get to use your technology before you have to repurchase. The only other comment I have about it, which I'm sure you can address, is it seems to me the addressable market you actually want to go after are the casual tennis players, not the very frequent people, because they're the ones who they play, their balls deflate, they want to pump them up again, and that's I suspect a much bigger market than the people who are playing regularly. Which gets me to the point of I was really surprised to hear for a premium product you want to price it as a kind of loss leader at the beginning. You need to go after a niche market, fairly high price at the beginning, and then start dropping the price, not the other way around.
Okay, just add a quick point. It was just when we asked the few people that we did for primary research, no one even knew that this type of product could even exist. So our point with that was to get it out in the market so people could see it and people could realize that there was a product like this available.
Okay. No.
Oh, sorry. Take notes.
You guys did a hell of a good job. It's very well done, and I want to congratulate you. There are a couple of things. Just a little comment. You did a very good job in strategic alliance with associations and communities. That's very good as far as pooling the demand is concerned, but it's one thing is missing in your equation. It's called push. You did not push the distribution channel to carry your product. So when these members of these associations want to buy your product, they don't know where to get it from, except maybe Google. So you did a very good job on the direct side, the alliance side, pulling the demand for it, but you did not do the push for the distribution side. I want to leave you with one thought. It's called habit. We are creature of habits. Have you learned from these people what is their habit of disposing their tennis balls, or they continue to use them, or what do they do with it? So even though if you come up with a gadget like this, a good tool for them to revitalize their tennis balls, but they may have a habit of throwing the balls away. So be careful. Habit, how would you improve their life and save them money and be environmental friendly?
So if I was going to dig into this deeper, I'd probably dig into those three companies that you guys mentioned and probably find out they're not very big. So, you know, it kind of downgrades the market opportunity for me a little bit. The other thing I don't believe is that you can pump out, you know, millions of small electronic devices into a market where there are none and it be green, you know, from end to end of the spectrum. You know, that's probably problematic. But nevertheless, you know, maybe an opportunity there. If I was you guys, I might think more about, you know, maybe a little bit of along what Ben's talking about is, you know, looking at the habits of the market end to end and finding, you know, a place you could insert this and get validated pretty quickly and get busy working on your product. So, you know, one of the things you might do is go after the high-end tennis clubs and harvest their balls and, you know, and clean them, and then sell them to another part of the industry that would pay for those types of balls. That being the teachers at the smaller, poorer, whatever. And so I know the high-end guys are trying to get rid of them, and they want new balls all the time. And I know there's another part of the market that's probably price sensitive. There might be an arbitrage in there where you guys could enter with a services model and ultimately franchise it city by city. It feels to me, anyways, you're trying to be a product company where you might be better off as a services company in the short run. But I'm a product guy, so I don't say that easily. But yeah, anyway.